Nordson Corporation is proud to continue to invest in educational opportunities through our sponsorship of Academic Challenge. Nordson is a global leader in precision technology solutions with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. Each year, we donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profits to charitable endeavors, prioritizing programs that support STEM education, human welfare, and arts and culture. To date, Nordson and the Nordson Corporation Foundation have donated nearly $173 million to charities, awarded $7.5 million in scholarships, and our employees have logged more than 117,000 volunteer hours. Thank you for watching Academic Challenge. Best of luck to all the participants.
Teams from
Magnificat!
North Olmsted!
Valley Forge!
They're all here this morning for the Nordson Academic Challenge. All right, let's go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Nordson Academic Challenge. I'm your host, Rob Powers. Thanks for being with us. Here's the challenge. For the next 30 minutes, our teams will be tested on their knowledge of subjects like math, science, history, a few others as well. So one more time, let's hear it for our schools. Magnificat, North Olmsted, and Valley Forge. The winner today will be the team with the highest point total at the end of today's 5 rounds. The 3 highest scoring teams this season will then be back to play in our championship game and try to win the grand prize of $6,000 for their school awarded by our friends at Nordson. Let's get going. Here comes the lightning round. All 3 teams compete in this round. I'll ask 10 questions. They all have a common theme. 20 points for a correct answer. We will take away 20 points for a wrong or no answer. Let's start everybody off with 100 points. You don't have to mind your P's and Q's here, but you do have to pay attention to your S because all answers here have 2 S's side by side, like password. Got it? All right, here we go. The pursuit of this accompanies Magnificat.
Happiness.
That is correct. In land area, this is the world's largest country. Valley Forge.
Russia.
Russia's correct. This is the term for 12 dozen items. Valley Forge. Gross is the answer, gross. In the American Revolution, these German mercenaries aided Magnificat.
Hessians.
That is correct. According to an old proverb, a rolling stone won't gather this plant. Valley Forge.
Moss.
That is correct. One cause of the War of 1812 was this practice of seizing sailors. Valley Forge.
Impressment.
Impressment is correct. Some people believe a monster lives in this Scottish lake or Magnificat.
Loch Ness.
Ness is correct. This double reed instrument is the lowest in the woodwind North Olmsted.
Bassoon.
That is correct. This board game involves knights, queens, and pawns. Magnificat.
Chess.
That is correct. The final question in this round comes to us from Kristen Ellenbogen, President and CEO of the Great Lakes Science Center.
Albert Einstein theorized that energy equals this property of matter times the speed of light squared.
Magnificat.
Mass.
Mass is correct, and that's the end of that round. That was a quick one. We'll be back for the second round of today's big games coming up right after this. Academic Challenge. If you'd like more information about any of the schools that appear this season, scan that QR code you see in the upper right-hand corner of the screen with your cell phone. That code takes you to the news5cleveland.com Academic Challenge page. We have links for every school this year right there for you. Okay, time for us now to play Hot Picks. One at a time, I ask each team 8 questions selected by the captain of another team. The correct answer here is worth 20 points. There's no penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. But before we get to the questions, let's meet our players. We start with Magnificat. Abigail, welcome. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm a senior. I'm on the varsity swim team and the treasurer of our Spanish Honor Society.
Good for you. Welcome this morning. Hi, Faith.
Hi, I'm a senior. I'm a member of Mu Alpha Theta National Honor Society and our varsity swim team.
Good for you. Lauren, you're up.
Hi, I'm a sophomore. Part of my school's D&D club, and I just want to say happy birthday to my mom.
Mom, happy birthday. That's awesome. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. Okay, for your questions, Magnificat, we go to Daedric, the captain of North Olmsted. You've got an open board, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
1.
You got it. All right, Magnificat, these are all yours. All set? Here we go. Verdi's opera Aida was commissioned to celebrate the opening of what man-made Middle East waterway?
The Hoover Dam.
The Suez Canal is the answer there, sorry. Recently, killer whales have been spotted wearing on their heads what kind of fish known for swimming upstream to spawn?
Salmon.
That is correct. Listeners reacted warmly when President Franklin Roosevelt broadcast a series of radio chats with what popular name?
His fireside chats.
Correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here is your science question. The amount of energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of water 1 degree Celsius is called which of these?
Calorie.
That is correct. Henry David Thoreau once worked at what trade necessary to road building, work also pursued by George Washington? Answer? He was a surveyor. Arizona was still a territory in 1892 when it was mentioned in a story about what fictional detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
Sherlock Holmes.
That is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. What's the value of this expression? Give your answer as a positive integer.
96.
72 is the answer, sorry. Some people in what African nation claim American ancestry because the country was settled in 1822 by freed American slaves?
Algeria.
Liberia is the answer. Magnificat, good round. Okay. All righty, we move on to our second team. Comes to us from North Olmsted. Daedric, welcome. Welcome back, right?
Yes.
Back again. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a senior. I am the team captain of our bowling team and a member of NHS.
Welcome this morning. Thanks for being here. Hi, Brad.
Hi. I am on the mock trial team. I'm a member of the Northern Ohio Youth Orchestra's Philharmonia, and I'm a member of NHS.
Wow. Okay. All right, Zane, top that.
All right, I'm our orchestra vice president. I'm a section leader in our band, and I run cross country.
Good for you. All three of you, thanks for being here this morning. For your questions, we go to Isaac, the captain of Valley Forge. Isaac, we're down to 2, 3, or 4.
3, please.
You got it. Okay, North Olmsted, these are all yours. All set? Here we go. In the 1930s, the FBI expanded the use of fingerprints and even registered the nose prints of what animals said to be man's best friend?
Dogs.
That's correct. The second largest city in Saudi Arabia is what city that Muslims face when they pray?
Mecca.
That is correct. Both the American colonists and the British rejected a 1754 plan of unity, named for what present-day capital of New York State?
Albany.
That is correct. Let's go to the monitor. Here is your science question. In vertebrates, the layer of cells from which the skin and nervous system develop is called which of these?
Epidermis.
It's the ectoderm. Sorry about that. Though architect Christopher Wren attended Oxford, the first building he designed was a chapel for what rival English university? Answer?
Cambridge.
That is correct. The state of Nevada has a mountain almost 9,000 feet high, named for what tragic Shakespeare king who had 3 daughters? Answer?
Lear.
King Lear is correct. Let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression. Give your answer as an integer.
55.
That is correct. Mark Twain himself used the phrase the Tom Sawyer of the political world to refer to what 26th president who came to office on the death of William McKinley? Answer? Is Theodore Roosevelt. Nice round, North Olmsted. Okay. And that gets us to Valley Forge. That gets us to Isaac. Isaac, back for another run, huh?
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I'm a senior at Valley Forge. I'm a part of the Valley Forge boxing program. I'm on the Valley Forge tennis team, and I want to give a quick shout out to our alternate bishop.
Good for you. That's always nice to do. Hi, Billy.
Yeah, I'm back again as well. I'm also a senior. Was on the golf team this year again. I'm again also on the baseball team, and I'd like to say hi to them again.
Good for you. I remember last year you said hi to the whole team. Garrett, you're up. Good morning.
I am a senior at Valley Forge. I'm on the tennis team and also a part of Model UN.
You know, all 9 of you, thank you for being here to our little show on a Saturday morning. Thanks for being here. Let's get to the questions. For your questions, Valley Forge, Abigail, you have 2 or 4?
4.
You got it. All right, Patriots, You ready? Here we go. In 2007, scientists in Peru found fossil evidence of a giant species of what bird whose smaller versions now inhabit Antarctica?
Penguins.
That is correct. One U.S. state that once had its own navy is what large southwestern Lone Star state?
Texas.
That is correct. Thanks to new technology, we now know that what small rodents, such as the fictional Stuart Little, like to sing?
Mouse.
Of course it is. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these is a star which traditionally had been used as a navigational aid because it appeared to stay fixed and not change position?
Polaris.
That is correct. The Hungry Horse Dam got its name from two horses, Tex and Jerry, who wandered off and were later found cold and hungry in what state where Helena is the capital?
Washington.
Sorry, it's Montana. Many writers have appeared on television talk shows, but what Chinese-American author of the Joy Luck Club was featured on an episode of The Simpsons? Answer?
No answer.
Is Amy Tan. Amy Tan. That's okay. Let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. We ask you to perform the indicated operation. State your answer as an integer.
3.
3 is correct. George Washington's earliest source of heavy artillery in the Revolutionary War came from what New York fort captured by Ethan Allen in 1775?
Ticonderoga.
That is correct, and that's the end of that round. We're flying. Okay, stick around. We'll be back with more academic excitement right after this. Welcome back to the big show. Today's judge, courtesy of Cuyahoga Community College. Oh my gosh, it's Victoria Montero again. Victoria, thanks for being here again this morning. Great to see you. All right, before we start our next round, we're going to take a quick look at our scores so far. It's a tight game. 240 points. North Olmsted, 260 points. Valley Forge, 280 points. Magnificat. But hold on. Time for the Picture Perfect round. All three teams compete in this round. I ask 8 questions, all of which have some kind of visual element. For every correct answer, we give you 20 points. But for a wrong answer or no answer, we take away 20 points. So, hands on the buzzers, eyes on the big monitor. All set? Here we go. These massive sculptures are found on what Pacific Magnificat?
Stonehenge.
I have to take Stonehenge, sorry. They're on Easter Island. There were more than 20,000 casualties in what 1862 Magnificat?
Civil War.
The Battle of Antietam is what we were going for. This waterway is the famous Golden Horn that cuts through what modern Eurasian city, known in ancient times as Byzantium? North Olmsted. Sorry. Answer is Istanbul. What value of x satisfies this equation? Magnificat.
6.
6 is correct. This 1884 garden painting was the work of what American artist whose last name sounds like the rank of a non-commissioned officer? Answer is Sargent. Sargent. Choice. This stamp honors the American lobster, an arthropod belonging to what subphylum? Meristomata, crustaceans, or Valley Forge?
Crustaceans.
That is correct. This book provides an in-depth look at the relationship between government and religion as defined by what amendment to the Constitution? North Olmsted. Answer.
First.
First is correct. The total solar eclipse was an exciting moment, as illustrated on this April 2024 cover of Cleveland Magazine. But this phenomenon can only happen when the dark side of the moon is facing the Earth, a phase known as Valley Forge.
New moon.
New moon is correct, and that's the end of the round. We are flying. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back. We're going to mix it up right after this. Let's welcome our school advisors from Magnificat. Greg Sislak is here. Nice to see you, Greg. From North Olmsted, Michael Arnold and Cindy Byer are here. And from Valley Forge, Tim Boyda and Monica Simonella. You've all been here before. Thanks for coming back and getting the kids here. It's always great to see you. Time now to mix it up. One at a time, I ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here worth 20 points. No penalty here for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round will receive 25 bonus points. Everybody ready? Magnificat, you're up first. Here we go. If you work fast, you can find here the name of what bone, also referred to as the breastbone?
Sternum.
That is correct. Which of these words refers to the path taken by a projectile?
Trajectory.
That is correct. If you can cram more letters into this word, you will name what capital city of California?
Sacramento.
That is correct. Which of these Indian tribes was native to the New York area?
Apache.
Mohawk. Mohawk's the answer, sorry. Which two of these words can be classified as synonyms? Answer?
Clever and analogous.
Similar and analogous, sorry. You can identify this unusual ingredient used by the witches in Macbeth by adding the name of what mammal that can fly.
Bat.
Bat is correct. Nice round, Magnificat. Good job. Okay. North Olmsted, you're up. Ready to roll? Here we go. You can deliver 20 points if you can find in this sentence the hidden name of what Austrian monk who founded the science of genetics?
Mendel.
That is correct. Which one of these words would you properly use as a synonym for powerful?
Potent.
That is correct. Put some letters around these E's and you can name what organ of your body that filters blood. Answer? Is spleen. Spleen, sorry. Two of these countries are in Africa, but which one would you visit on a trip to South America?
Suriname.
Suriname is correct. Of these four adjectives, which two are best linked as opposite in meaning?
Serious and droll.
That is correct. You can complete this quote from a modern physicist by filling in the blank with what force whose laws were discovered by Isaac Newton? Answer?
Envelopes.
Gravity. Gravity is the answer. North Olmsted. That's the end of that round for you. Good job. That gets us to Valley Forge. All set? Here we go. Your 20 points will not be an illusion if you can find hidden in this phrase what part of the eye in the center of the iris?
Pupil.
That is correct. Which of these adjectives would best describe someone who is a curmudgeon?
Cantankerous.
That is correct. K is the symbol for potassium, but it appears in the name of what metallic element whose symbol is Ni?
Nickel.
That is correct. Two of these inventions are associated with Thomas Edison. Which one was patented by J.M. Spangler?
Vacuum cleaner.
That is correct. Which two of these words are synonyms?
Acrimony and conceit.
Acrimony and rancor. Sorry about that. You can complete this quote from a Dickens novel with the rhyming name of what ancient Egyptian statue of a crouching lion with a human head?
Sphinx.
Sphinx is correct. That's the end of the round. Good job, everybody. We'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag round. It's all coming up after this.
Easy.
Hey, welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Really quickly, we're going to check the scores right now as we head into our final round. Third place, North Olmsted, 320 points. Second place, Magnificat, 340 points. Valley Forge leading the way, 400 points. But hold on. Time now for the grab bag round. All three teams compete in this round. I ask as many questions as time allows. For every correct answer, it's 30 points. But a team will lose 30 points for a wrong or no answer. Again, this is for all three teams. Hands on the buzzer, eyes on the monitor when we need it. All set? Take a deep breath. Here we go. Judging from the first four letters of the word centurion, how many men did a Roman officer, North Olmsted?
100.
That is correct. Counting votes, not calories, is the focus of the diet in what Far Eastern Valley Forge? Answer is Japan. Sorry about that. Your key ring would have to be very large indeed to hold what same number of keys found on a standard piano? Magnificat.
I don't know, sorry.
88 is the answer, 88. This is Gascoigne's cowrie, a mollusk native to what F-initialed Pacific island nation, where Suva, North Olmsted?
Fiji.
Fiji is correct. A researcher named Creswick Rawlinson deciphered what difficult Sumerian writing that used wedge Valley Forge. Excuse me?
Cuneiform.
That is correct. Choice. In 1628, what physician to the British royal family published a groundbreaking book which first described the circulation of blood? Harvey, Lister, or Sabin? What physician? Harvey, Lister, or Sabin? Answer is Harvey. Harvey. In 1988, acrobat Michelle Menon walked a tightrope above what Venezuelan waterfalls, the highest in the world? Valley Forge.
Angel Falls.
That is correct. Franz Kafka wrote these opening words for what story? North Olmsted.
Metamorphosis.
That is correct. A great-grandnephew of George Washington discovered what earthquakes occur along geologic lines that sound like Valley Forge.
Tectonic plates.
Fault lines, sorry. The sum of 5 consecutive integers is 85. What's the middle one? Answer is 17. A plaque in Maryland State Capitol honors Matthew Henson, who, with Robert Peary, was the first to reach what spot at latitude 90 degrees, longitude 0? Valley Forge, you buzzed in. Go. Answer. Oh, I'm sorry. The answer was North Pole. But that's our final buzzer. We go right to the scoreboard from there. Here it is. With 310 points. In third place, Magnificat. 370 points is Valley Forge. And the winner of today's academic challenge with 410 points. It's our team from North Olmsted. Be sure to join us next time. We're going to feature teams from Orange, Vermilion, and West Geauga. Thanks for watching this one. I'm Rob Powers. Study hard. We'll see you right back here next week.